Don't set yourself up for failure. And you might be asking, well, what exactly do you mean? Well, let me tell you, when there's actually those low ball offers, such as those $2 offers or the $3 offers, or even four, I mean, come on now. You just got to do the math. How much are you actually really wanting to make on a given any day? And even by no means, not even taking these really bad offers, even for platinum status. Sure, you might say, well, I'm trying to get the platinum offer boost, or I'm trying to get to the top priority for high paying offers, or get the access to those large orders. But hey, if it's not worth it, it's not worth it. Or even if you're actually falling out of platinum, it's not going to be worth it. You're just going to have to keep letting it fall until the dust settles. Let's just say like 2 offers that are $3. Well, that's only going to be $6. And if you only take like 2 offers in an hour, you're going to be under minimum wage for your first hour or any hour. Then you got to think about all that stuff that we put into this thing, which is our own time and energy and our gas mileage and the wear and tear of our vehicle. And I could keep on going. And not to even mention, at the end of your shift, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I did all of this work and I just did all of that and I only got this amount of money for what? I just filled up my tank of gas and I barely made that. Yeah, it can be that bad, but hopefully it doesn't. Why? Most likely because you're watching this video and you're pretty much be like, yep, exactly. Because if that's you, you're not going to do that no more. You're going to be looking for much better offers than that. So you might be saying, okay, no $2, $3 offers. Check. But what if there's an offer like $13.50 for 20 miles? No, don't do that either. Yeah, you might be getting $13.50, but you're going 20 miles. This here is called an upside down order that you want to like stay away from like the plague. Because not only do you have to go there to that restaurant, but journeying 20 miles is going to take a lot of time. Now, if this was going to be your last offer and you live in that area, okay, go for it. But that's about it. And also, I just thought of this because sometimes customers might want to like send you a message and say, hey, I'm going to give you an extra tip or when you arrive. I have heard so many different times that customers sends me a message that they're going to tip me extra for just giving them extra sauce or after I deliver. I don't think there has been one time that has been truthful. I think I counted on it like this many times. Seriously. But, dang. But even going back to this offer, how long is this actually going to take? Could this take a whole hour? It could. Could it maybe just take just 40 minutes? Possible. But even if you did take this offer with all your mileage and everything that you're doing, it's not going to be worth it. Or if you even look at an offer like $4.10, 9.8 miles, this is what? Another upside down order where the miles is way above the dollar amount. You need to have that more like flipped over where it's more like $9.80 for 4 miles. That'd be a better offer for us to take. So we got it. Let's not take any upside down offers. Let's not take those $2 and $3 orders. There's not going to be tips on there anyways. Even like with that $4.10, there ain't no tip on that. Even if a person tipped 10 cents just being crazy, and I've seen it. I've seen this as little as a penny before. I've received 1 cent tips, 5 cent tips, 11 cent tips, 15 cent tips, and 18 cents. I'm just like, seriously? Really? Do you really think that this is the tip amount that actually is going to move the needle for someone to actually take this offer? But really what all it probably was DoorDash added your offer in that was like a piece of poo order in the first place with an actual decent offer that actually had a tip with it, and they just stacked it all together and made it a halfway decent order. Or maybe that customer was even lucky enough to have their neighbor that was right next to them place an order at a restaurant where there's that restaurant or somewhere near, and it just worked out in that customer's favor. Now, I've seen that many a times as well. So the question is like, what do you do if you keep getting these type of offers? Well, you keep on hitting that decline button. Someone say it with me now. Decline, decline. If you see an offer like this, what are you going to do? Decline. If you see an offer like this, what are you going to do? Decline. That decline button is our friend. Of course, that big red button that says accept might be tempting, but remember your goal. Hopefully you're trying to get at the minimum of $20 an hour, shooting for $25 an hour. Now, there's going to be some markets where are doing like really well and you can easily make $30 an hour as a target. But in a lot of different places, it not so much. But even if you do slip down to 19, 18, 17, it's okay. It's not going to be the end of the world. Some shifts are going to be different than others. There's going to be some days that it's going to be really great, and there's going to be some days that it's going to be really poor. It's just going to be a part of the game. Because doing gig work, you just never know how it's going to go until you actually go out in your market, test and tinker Monday through Sunday, whatever hours you choose, preferably around those hours where it's the high points of the day, such as that lunch shift, at least be out there from 11 to 2. I like to be a little bit early, start around 10 or 10:30 to 2 for my lunch shift. And the evening shift, I might be out there around from 5 to 9 o'clock. But test your market, see what hours are working with you, because sometimes even that morning shift can be really good and key as well. So don't neglect that early breakfast morning shift, because I've even gotten catering offers as well. So not too shabby. Then you also got those late nights, especially on those Friday and Saturday nights, that can go really good in your favor. There's been nights where I can go all the way through 12 o'clock. I was like, man, I actually could keep going because things are going so well. And especially if there's peak pay, excellent. But also, just because there's peak pay doesn't always mean you're going to get offers. Because there's been times when we've had a $2 peak pay, and I was like, okay, now where are the orders at? Well, there was like so many dashers and just not enough orders. So you got to be aware of those times as well. Also, another thing to know is it is okay to multi-app. You don't just have to be on DoorDash. You don't just have to be on Grubhub or Uber Eats or Walmart Spark. There's so many of these gig apps that we can be using. So make sure that you're applying for multiple, because if one is not working one day, maybe another one is. There's been so many times when I've been out there, I'm just like, oh, DoorDash, you're fired. And I'm like, oh, Uber Eats, do you ever have anything good? Then there might be another day where I'm just like, with Walmart Spark, I'm just like, where are the offers at? And sometimes I got to do them all at one time. You got to pretty much toggle through as you get an offer. So do not be afraid to multi-app. Any way you can make your money, go out and do it. Don't just be married just to one app. But you might say, Phil, don't you like do DoorDash like over 90% of the time? Yes, that is very true. But there's also some really bad days as well where I have to have Walmart Spark in the mix or Uber Eats in the mix. Or if I'm focusing more on Spark, then I might have to add another app to it just so I can make it happen. But you might be saying, Phil, but you do 90% of your orders on DoorDash, if not more, and you're platinum. How do you do it? Well, it's not by taking those crap offers, that's for sure. Those type of offers, those $2, $3, upside down offers, those are the ones that you do decline. There might be times where you have to bend but don't break, such as the $1.50 a mile or $1.20 a mile. There's even been times where I've done $1 a mile, but my gosh, that's just like kissing your sister. You're not going to get nowhere. So if you can avoid $1 a mile, hey, great. If it's just that slow, now if it's like on a stacked offer where you're getting an extra $4 or extra $5, okay, cool. Those little extra few bucks, especially if those restaurants are really close together, then the drop-offs are really close together, it might be just a match. So there ain't going to be no shame in that. Make that money. If it's where you can actually get your hourly goal, go for it. And especially those hours where you exceed it. There's going to be hours where it's going to be lower than others. So your hours where it's like you're really doing well and banging, and let's say you're making $25 an hour, and your other hour you made 15. Well, there you are. Within those 2 hours, you're at $20 an hour. And this is how it just balances out. But the thing is, do not settle and just continuously taking bad offers after bad offer, because you might be in a zone where even getting a platinum will not even do you any good, because there's just too many bad orders out there. And just multi-apping with different apps will be your key. Now, and for me and my market, like a lot of other people's market, and it also depends how you work the apps as well. You might be able to get up to platinum status and do well, or even getting up to pro shopper and doing well. There's been so many times where I've experienced, like when I wasn't even like silver, gold, or platinum, I was like nothing at all. I was like getting hardly any to no orders. And I'm just like, what do I got to do here? Sometimes I had to lower my bar just a little bit. It can't always just be those $10 orders that we're looking for. It's not always the $8 that we're looking for. Those will be nice. And I'm saying all that within saying it's still going to be good mileage as well. Because I don't want to say take a $10 order and it's 10 miles. No, that's a dollar a mile. And you remember, you got to travel all those miles back. And then if you do a $10 for 8 miles, that's still kind of pushing it, because even though it's like $1.20 a mile, remember your mileage back. Then you can also look at it, well, are those 8 miles take you to another zone where you might actually pick up another offer? Okay, if you wanted to go there anyways, I can see where you might bend, but don't break with that. But if you're going somewhere where it's just off in the middle of nowhere, you might want to reconsider. Or maybe if it's just slow, he's like, man, I got to take something. You might want to wait around and try another app, possibly. The shorter the mileage, the better. Unless they're actually paying you well enough for the actually hour that you're working that order. And remember, just because I can keep platinum status, these markets are different. I might just be able to go another 20 minutes down. It could be even better, such as being in those type of markets where it's like there's always going to be those $10 offers or $8 offers, $15 offers, even $20 offers. And you don't even need the tier system. Hey, if you work it that way, great. Keep doing it. Do what works. But another thing you also need to keep in mind is your positioning. Whether if you're like in a market where you can just like ping pong back and forth, such as you pick up an order and you go ahead and deliver it, and maybe you're just like 2 to 3 minutes maybe away from another restaurant or a few restaurants, and you pick up an order from there and just ping pong all the way around in your area. Depending on if you're in an urban market where there's a lot of different options and opportunities, other than maybe some of these suburban markets might be just a little bit different. But there's going to be a lot of these markets going to be like more like yo-yo markets, where it means you're going to like go to the restaurant, go way out to the customer, and come back to that same power zone where all your restaurants are at. So if you're in one of those type of markets where you just keep on back and forth, then you have another mindset, such as an offer like this one right here, where it's $7.75. It says 5.8 miles, but you see where the blue dot is right there. That's where I'm at just now, coming back from an order. This is like at least 3.5, maybe 4 miles away ish, going back into where all my restaurants at, because this is a yo-yo order for me. So I have it in my mind right then. I like how DoorDash has it. Uber Eats does the same way of giving me that total mileage of where I'm actually at. So all I'm doing here is bending but don't breaking, because I know as soon as I get back to my zone, picked up that order from Chick-fil-A, I'm only about another 2.5 miles away from that customer, and I can come right back. I'm still right there in my area, because no matter what, I'm going to be traveling in those dead miles, or some people may say blank miles. There's going to be those miles coming back anyway. So either way, if I was right there at that Chick-fil-A or right there in the area, this is going to still would look like $7.75 for 2.5 or 3 miles. And then be like, oh, not too shabby. Now, typically A normal dasher is going to take what? At least 2 offers in an hour. Sometimes, even a lot of times, you can do 3 offers an hour. That would be more ideal, especially if you have low mileage offers that you're actually taking. So that will definitely work of getting like 3 orders in an hour. So if you had like what, 3 offers, there's $7, that's already $21 an hour. And it goes back to the same concept that we said in the very beginning. If you took like even 2 offers that were $3 each, that's only $6. Even if you did $3, that's only $9. And that's not really going to move the needle at all. That's going to keep you spinning your wheels, and that's something you do not want to do. Or at least I don't want to do. And I hope you got value out of this video. And if you remember one thing, don't be afraid to hit that decline button.